Hey everybody, this is Delta for Paw Productions. Gonna go over a piece of kit here. As you can see, it's a fishing rod. There's always a lot of talk on bug out bags and kits about fishing kits and their kits and which one should be best. We got a lot of people want to go for the traditional yo-yos. Some of the guys that you could go for, is it the Propel Pocket Fisherman, which I'll talk about that one in a minute. And then all the little travel kits, with the little collapsible 4, 5, and even 7-piece rods and stuff like that. In front of the camera right here is this cheap little rod. It's made by Master. You can pick them up most stores. We got this at a local bait tackle shop for my little one. She's kind of like upgrading from the little push button Zepco small little rods, which actually would make good rods for your bug out bag as well. Don't overlook them. If a kid can abuse them and abuse them and abuse them, I doubt a bug out bag that's going to be used for a little while, you guys aren't going to break them anyway. But nonetheless, this is the Master. It's basically a ultralight rod. It's on I can't get it all on the camera here, but basically the overall length is 24 inches. So 2 foot. The rod is rated for 6 pounds. The line that comes on the rod leaves much to be desired. It's almost as thick as like a 10 or 12 pound, like old style test. I'll probably upgrade and put basically just a 4 pound line on here, or even just a regular 6 pound hybrid type of line, like Yozuri makes. Pretty much, and to give you a little close up of the rod, it's an ambidextrous reel, so basically, like most of them spinning reels, you can take them, switch the handles around for left or right. We've caught probably, I would say, in excess of over 50 fish with this rod so far, but the biggest one being right around the 2 pound mark. It does get exciting when they get a little bit bigger. I actually like using it whenever my little girl isn't, and for the fun factor of it, I usually, when I'm fishing with her, use a 5'5" Shimano ultralight with 2 pound test on it. This is a lot different. It's really bendy. It is got some good feel to it and stuff. You can cast pretty far with it. I mean, even though it is small, which is why I said you should probably, if you do decide to go with one, you should probably upgrade the line. That way you can get a little bit better distance. But I have no problem with just, as you can see, there's just a regular hook on there with a little split shot on it. Casting it far enough away from like the dock or the shore within that 30 foot, 20 to 30 foot distance with no problem. So it'll work. The other thing too is it's fairly light. The heaviest part of this whole kit is the reel itself. So worst case, if the reel, which of course, because it is a cheaper made fishing rod, goes south on you, you can always use it as a small little rod, but just basically like a cane pole, tying the string off to the end. That's the good thing about for a bug out bag kit, is because of how small it is. It's also got a foam handle. You can actually trim this handle down a little bit if you wanted to make it more streamlined. It doesn't have its it does have its faults, like I said, because of the type of line it's on. It has where we've got some bird's nest and some backlashes come up on it because of how thick the line is. That's the reason why I want to change it, because it's not enjoyable to the little one if she's constantly having issues. Pretty sure I forgot to tell you what the cost is. It cost us $14 for this rod, so it's really not that bad. Earlier, I don't have one to show you, but I also brought up the Propel Pocket Fisherman, which you can find them on eBay and stuff like that. Now that thing is kind of impressive. It is real weird, and a lot of people will discredit them, but I used to be a really avid fisherman, and we used to go offshore, and I actually had a friend joking around off a reef pull up a just under 30-inch redfish off one in 80 feet of water, which that was the big joke, was let's see if we can try to break it on something big, and he actually landed the fish. So don't overlook that one. Like I said, I'm mostly for a bug out bag kit. I'm a hand line guy. I know how to cast with a hand line pretty good. I can cast one just as good as I can this, or even my ultralight rod for the most part. I have no problems with it. But for those that are looking for a rod and looking for something that is lightweight, that is small, and it's just not like a yo-yo or a hand line or a full size rod, just this is it. I mean, no offense, but I would rather catch 10 fish just the size of my hand if I had to, in a survival situation, than just one big, oh look, I caught like one big 20-pound catfish, and then have to carry the extra hardware needed to land such a fish. I mean, granted, it can be done on light gear. That's what I used to do, but I'm be more concerned about getting food in my belly, and little rods like this with small, number 2 hooks and smaller stuff, you'll get enough on your plate for sure if you're in the right spot and got everything else lined up for you. But again, you can pick this up anywhere. I've seen them at Dick's, Bass Pro, any of the, even probably Walmart may even have some nowadays. So especially where we're at down here in Florida. But like I said, $14 for a little rod like this. Worst case scenario, if you got kids, it's an upgrade without having to get them out of a push button closed reel to a spinning reel. So go ahead and check it out if you want. Like I said, it'll do the job. I mean, I think it's pretty well suited for a bob because of its size and its lightweight, and its flexibility. Good enough to catch little small panfish up to, like I said, it's rated for 6 pounds, but a 2 to 4 pound bass or smallmouth or anything like that, that's still a pretty decent sized fish to put on over the fire if you need to, if you really want it. So go ahead and check it out if you want. Hopefully it gave you a little insight on a piece of kit that you can use for your bug out bag. I'm Delta. Thanks for viewing.